Well, it's a rather chilly spring day. A little less than a month to the first engine show that I'll be attending in Chambersburg, PA. And I just thought this might be a good day to get some of the engines out. These are the only two full-sized engines I have. An old Maytag upright washer motor, and then we're going to get to all of the model engines, which are mostly what I have, and I thought this would be a good day to get these all out, make sure they run, and we'll get them all running here in a little bit, and then we'll get that added in, and we'll just make one video out of it. So there's a number of engines. A lot of these will probably be for sale over the course of the summer. Please don't start asking me now what I want for them. Because I'm not gonna sell them except at engine shows. I don't want to have to ship them, and I kind of prefer cash anyways, so engine shows are the best way for me to do that. But anyways, there's quite a few. There's a Fairbanks Eclipse. This is a little homemade wobbler hit and miss engine. Probably recognize that as a windmill, Perkins windmill. This is a 6-cycle, but it's twice the normal scale. Nice little model engine there. This is one I built a few years ago. I've built a couple of these. That's a domestic vertical water-cooled hit-and-miss engine. That one's a lot of fun to build. Let's see. We have a early Irvin engine there. Sorry, my little economy engine is up there in a box, so I'm not going to get it out just yet. We might get a video. There's some castings of one I have yet to build. Let's see, down here is a Canfield. Can't get a good picture of that, but maybe we'll get that one out and run it. So we've got quite a few engines here to get out and get running. So I guess we'll get started on that. This is a little kind of home-built hit-miss engine, maybe some plans from Popular Science years ago. It's a Phil Duclos gearless engine, hit and miss. I just don't have enough ignitions and batteries to run them all at once, so we're not going to try to do that. But we'll get them all a little bit at a time here. This is a little Nancy engine that I built a few years ago. One of the first engines that I built. Looks like the oil got a little thick in my mix. I always put a little mystery oil in with the fuel for lubrication, but it runs anyways, and it's probably the first time I've started it up in about 6 months, so I guess we'll work with it from there, get it running a little better, a little cleaner, and without the smoke. So next we'll look at the little quarter scale Thompson engine, one of Bob Herder's casting kits. So this little engine is not hit and miss, it's just, whoops, and there we go. Well, that might be all the run we get out of it. Okay, so I flooded the quarter horse Thompson. It's easy to do on these little engines, and I'll have to pull that plug. So it's done for now. This is a Perkins built by Ellis Smith. Many of you know his work, and unfortunately he's not building anymore. I have several of his engines. They always run good. So there's the Perkins. So here's a nice Allman inverted engine. This one has kind of given me fits since I got it. The intake valve sticks in between times that you run it. I had a similar experience with another engine, and I think fuel might have set in the fuel tank too long and there might be some varnish in it. So I may have to pull that out, clean it out, or replace the tank. But runs fine after you get the intake valve unstuck at first. And it's a nice engine, water cooled, although I doubt water is needed, especially not running it under load. Very nice engine though, one of my favorites. This is probably my largest model engine and one of my favorites to take to shows. It may quit on us here. I haven't run it in a while, and it is cold-blooded. It takes a little while to warm up, but it's certainly one I can take to a show, and after it's warmed up, it will just sit there and run all day. Very nice engine. I probably hadn't started this up at all over the winter, so it's doing okay. It does take a good 5 minutes to warm up. This is a domestic stovepipe. Keep in mind, I haven't started these in quite a while, and it's a pretty chilly day out, and I'm not giving them time to warm up, but this one will settle out and can be slowed down as a speed control for the governor. And it's a very nice engine. I have another identical domestic stovepipe that I picked up that was built by Ellis Smith. I like his engines better, so this one will certainly turn up for sale at the summer shows. The first show I go to is in Chambersburg and Cool Spring. go to a lot of shows in Ohio and eastern PA as well. This is a Phil Duclos 6-cycle hit and miss engine. I also have a 2X scale version, which I'll show later. So we're about halfway through the engines that I have out. And as soon as I take a dinner break, I'll be back and we'll try to finish up the run. Here we have a Fairbanks Morse Eclipse half-scale model engine. One of the two engines that I have the full-size engine as well. And here's the Perkins windmill. Beautiful engine. Kind of tall and one that's a little hard to get in the car sometimes to take to shows, but well worth the effort. And here's the 2X Philip Duclos 6-cycle engine. It's a very nice engine. I like the size. It's a nice size, still very portable. Runs great. I'm sure one of these two 6-cycle engines will be up for sale over the summer. I'm always buying and selling and working on engines and building engines, so what isn't for sale today sometimes is for sale the next day. You just never know. But this is certainly an enjoyable engine to run. This is a Herb Bedell engine. Herb Bedell is a gentleman who made probably hundreds of motors, made his own pattern, poured his own castings, and came up with his own unique designs. This one is called a wobbler engine. As you can see, the cylinder wobbles back and forth instead of the connecting rod pivoting on a wrist pin. I'm going to shut this off and just show you a couple unique features about this engine. So first is the oiler, which because the cylinders wobbles back and forth, you can see came up with this oiler and a slotted hole so that it can get oil all the time. The connection for the spark plug, see if I can get in here so you can see it, is a post with a copper rod sticking out of it, and the spark plug rubs against that as it wobbles up and down. So pretty clever design. It's hit and miss, and I've had probably 25 or 30 of his engines, just all different kinds, some designs that shouldn't work but do. So That's just a unique engine. Here's the Ellis Smith domestic stovepipe. I don't think I'm going to run it since we've already run the other one. So it's just a short look at that. Beautiful engine. This is a fairly early Coles hit and miss engine. I haven't got the fuel mixture set just right this morning. These engines can be a little fussy, and a quarter turn on the mixer screw can be the difference between it running right and not running. And it's a little hard to adjust while I'm taking the video, so we're gonna just leave it at that and know that it runs, but needs a little adjustment. Okay, so we got this up and running again. Turns out it was a weak battery, so I had a weak spark. And there's always a lot of things going on in these model engines that can keep them from running right. And we just have to keep on top of fuel, batteries, any number of other things that can happen. They're easy to flood when you first start them. Anyways, we got that one running. A lot of these smoke because I leave a little bit of Marvel Mystery Oil in with the fuel, and it sits over the winter. The fuel evaporates, the oil doesn't, so when you start them up for the first time you get a lot of smoke. Okay, on to the next. Here's my domestic vertical water cooled, another one of Bob Herder's kits. I built two of these. One has been moved on to a new owner. It's a rather fun engine to build, and again, one of my favorites to run. Well, that brings us up to the Irvin, another early model hit and miss engine. This one is actually used as a vapor engine. I've run it also with liquid fuel, but it is set up as a vapor engine, runs quite well. We're kind of running out of time here for the day, so I've got quite a few more to run, but we'll have to save that for another day. Hope you enjoyed my video, and we'll see some of you at the shows this summer.